account says.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now, so that brings up the question of, do you think, first of all, that you may have done this before, where you had an agreement that was for the airport. Do you think the board has the authorization to sign that document?
You have the sole authorization, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need city approval to
Right.
do that. State of Indiana gives you guys exclusive power
Okay.
Yeah, it
to
does.
do that.
It does.
I mean, we are obligating the city.
Well, you're paying for it out of your grant fund.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We were just looking, you got $93,000 in the grant fund. That's right now, it's surplus, it's excess money.
Okay, here's another one. Does the estimate that they give, the $21,000, that assumes no sharing with Logansport or anybody else, right?
Right.
That's assumed,
And
that's on
that
us.
also assumes that they're gonna have to make 2 trips.
Okay,
So if they
But-
get it done in one, you might get half of that back.
but you're still planning to try to negotiate a scheduled
I'm
deal?
trying to get it when it's,
But I mean, it may not, it may not
Yeah.
happen. I mean, it's possible.
well, Monticello, I think, was trying to get some flight checks done. And Huntington is, but Huntington's probably won't occur until June, July timeframe, which I think we could probably afford to wait till
Oh,
then
yeah.
if need be, unless somebody else comes up sooner.
Yeah,
But I told Ed, I'm trying to get these agreements finalized because that lady that's been doing all of this at the FAA, she's retiring in 3 weeks. So, and if she leaves and then she hands it off to one of these young kids that are coming in to take her place, it'll delay everything.
oh, yeah. Right.
So
I
she
understand
and I
that.
have been on the phone 3 times today and 7 emails on 2 different airports trying to get these things done.
Oh. All right.
So-
I think that exhausts
But I
it.
told Ed, as soon as she sends us back the fully executed agreement with their signature, I'm going to submit the claim to Julie on your guys' behalf
Oh, yeah, right away.
because I need to get it done
Right.
and get that money transferred.
And, okay, so, and you do have my authorization to sign for me if they accept
Okay.
that. Otherwise, I'll do it.
But yeah, and you guys don't sign claim forms, do you?
We what?
Do you sign claim forms
I do.
with the city?
Oh, those,
Or do you just attach an invoice and tell them where to take it out of?
that's more or less what we do.
Right.
What are those called? Those expense vouchers?
The claims voucher.
Claims voucher. Yeah, I know the claims voucher. They got different names.
And I can't remember. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
I send that-
attach a copy.
I
And,
send one of them in for every bill
yeah, and tell them what.
and tells what account to take it out of.
Let's
Now,
just-
does
let's
that
just
do?
make-
Do you know which account it's coming out of?
Yeah, it's going to come out of Fund 2577, which says it's the FAA hangar reimbursement, but Leanne used that fund for the runway, for the hangar, and the fuel farm.
Yeah, and you're still trying to get that straightened out. By the way, she talked me out of moving those funds that we talked about last time. She said, you don't need to. You got enough in here to pay for that. And she was right. And I said, yeah, I don't know why we have to move them. So we didn't do it. And she said it's a big problem to move because it takes a board of works approval and then I don't know, maybe something else and it was gonna take. Oh, maybe I didn't know that, but
You were moving them within the 100
Yeah.
series. That does not take Board of Works approval.
okay, so that's what she didn't know, and I couldn't argue with her.
Right.
Although,
Yeah.
in other words, I thought you were wrong.
No.
Yeah.
You are perfectly within your right to move within the hundreds to 100s.
Yeah,
It takes Board of Public Works or council to move it from 100s to 200.
yeah, right. Yeah.
And so,
Okay, well, she doesn't know that.
but what we were trying to do is we were trying to spend down the aviation fund because what you don't spend there just goes back into the general fund.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So she made you use your
yeah. Other
surplus accounts, let's
Yeah.
call it.
Hi, Doyle.
How's
How are
everybody
you
doing?
today?
Good.
Let's ask his opinion. You have budget line items that are in 100 series, 200 series, 300s, and 400s.
Mhm.
If the airport board wants to move something from 100s to 100s,
Different account, it's still
It's
100.
still within the 100 series, but it's like maybe it's from salary to benefits or whatever, because you need it to cover insurance or something. Normally, the airport board can do that on their own.
Okay.
They just tell her to move it, right?
Yeah.
We only got to bring it to you or the city for approval when we want to move something from the 100s to the 200s or whatever.
I think that's correct.
Yeah. She told Larry that,
Yeah, it was going to be a big problem.
remember the last meeting, we were going to move some stuff within the 100s to cover some bills instead of taking it out of our grant fund or our hangar rent fund or something like
Did you
that.
say what?
Yes, she said.
Because here's the thing, I sat through some of the state audits and they got some of the weirdest, craziest rules you've ever seen.
Well, what?
So you
well,
can't
we-
use logic to figure
Well,
it
she
out.
was in the audit too, then, right?
28
Yeah.
years on the council, I learned that.
But anyway, I went in there to do that, to ask her to move those things. She said, "Oh, well, you don't really need to do that. You've got this money over here," which is true. She said, but to do it, it's going to be a big process. It has to go to the Board of Works and then maybe something else, and it'll take time because of the schedule differences.
That's the problem.
And I couldn't argue with her because I didn't know enough to. So I said, okay.
Yeah, they're pretty strict on, and they're really watching it now because of the governor cut all the money back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That, and I mean,
Well,
they took me away from, I was watching the fire department and I had here, and they moved everybody to a different area. But now I have the police.
David, Larry's room. We've talked.
And they're being just like really strict. I had to meet with the police chief over money spent on Amazon and everything else.
right. Well, the problem with what she had to do is we were trying to use the general fund.
Mhm.
Because that's that money. If
I
you
do
don't,
it.
if you don't spend it, you lose it.
Yeah.
If it's going to go back into the general fund or whatever.
Okay, let's back for a second.
And instead, she may maybe take it out of our hangar rent or something like that instead, which depletes it. And we don't, the only way that gets surplus is rent,
Mhm.
different things. So I think there's some newness in that, but, department
She
head-
didn't say you couldn't do what you wanted to do. She just said take time.
Well,
That's what he said.
that could be true too.
Because everybody has to prove it.
Yeah, well, but
And I don't know why, but
the problem is, if the Indiana code says that the board has that exclusive power, technically, people downtown can't deny it.
let's see. We kind of went through this with the fire department.
Fire department doesn't have exclusive power. They are a branch of the city.
I don't think they can deny it at all, but what they do control is when you get it for the next year's budget or whatever.
Right, well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those choose your battle things.
Yeah.
But the Indiana code specifically says that airport boards have exclusive power to approve contracts, enter into agreements, do certain things and that kind of stuff.
Does it-
Airport boards and port authorities.
Well, what you're doing is what you do. Doesn't say that you're breaking the rules. She just was saying about time. Sounds like.
Well, but you shouldn't have to take it to the Board of Public Works to get approval if they don't have a choice. I mean, maybe it's just
Well,
getting it on the record. I don't know. I know if you go see 10 different court treasurers, you get 10
Two
different
different
answers.
answers, yeah.
And because I had the same thing up at, I was up at Angola's board meeting on Tuesday, and their county person liaison came there and said, no, you have to bring that to us to move stuff
Well,
within.
here's the thing about councils and all the government stuff. You don't have to have any qualifications. They just vote you in.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you get into so many different opinions because the people don't really know anyway. And it's a business, and most business guys are busy making their own money, not worrying about what the city's doing.
And some people defer automatically to the councils and that kind of stuff, just out of not knowing better.
Rhonda will be here.
Good.
I just got a text from her. She's running a little late.
Okay.
I still need one more though.
Now, I see that we don't have on the agenda anything from
Anyone?
Ethan. Has he communicated with you at all
Oh, yeah.
on those projects? Oh,
Yeah.
I know he has because he talked to you about that. And by the way, I told him I'd give you the,
There's the lock of Porter's hangar.
oh. But by the way, I told him I gave you the contract for Brian's. You weren't aware of it, but they were in that envelope. You probably didn't.
Okay.
That's what was in there.
Aware of that. Okay.
2 contracts, one for
Oh.
each, and the city's already got a copy.
I don't have all the contracts for.
I know, but when I get one, I try to get it to you.
Yeah, but
I
I'm still missing.
mean,
a bunch
some of the older ones, obviously, that I haven't been involved with, I don't have those. Hi, Ethan. As soon as everybody gets here, I'll make introductions.
Okay.
I want hazardous duty pay for that trip I made this morning.
Need a bonus?
I could not get in there. Now, why they cut the lock off, I haven't figured out.
Oh, you couldn't get in there with the lock off?
Yeah, you just can't get in the building.
Oh, he had the crap over the.
Yeah, right up to the door.
Oh, for heaven's sake. By the way, is Jim coming, you think?
No, Jim will not be here. Jim is in Florida.
He's a-
Oh,
Rhonda said she'll be just a few
She's
all
minutes
right,
later.
that's fine. We'll just wait for her.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
pulled in.
You haven't got a quorum.
You don't have a choice. Till she gets here.
When you open the door, there's what you're greeted with. I did get to the end number of that one airplane. There is another one in there too, but I couldn't get to it.
Her response was, "Oh my."
Who's
Really?
that?
Miriam.
Oh, what has she got to do with it? I mean,
Well, she's got the ball rolling.
Oh,
that
oh,
whole
oh.
deal, and she wanted pictures of
oh, she
what
wanted
was,
the picture. Okay, I
of
got
what
it.
was in there.
Yep.
And so
Hi, Rhonda.
Hi.
Before we start,
There is not an airward airplane in there.
yeah, I
let,
told her that.
let me make introductions. I'll do it in order of importance, if you don't mind. We have 3 board members here, Rhonda Cassens, Ethan Beery, and myself, Larry. And we have a manager here. Oh, I should have done it first.
I know him.
Ed,
I
you
know
know Ed. Ken Ross. Is
I
our
want him to see
consult-
fly that glider yet.
He's our consultant with MGC. It's a company that consults with many airports in Indiana. And Dora Moore is our liaison with the city courts. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And if nobody objects, I'll consider the meeting as being started.
Right on
I
time.
didn't introduce him.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm David Stanley.
No, I'm gonna leave you. This is Dave Stanley, and the reason he's here is that one of the agenda items has to do with the hangar that he's in. And so this is some agenda item that
First
is in
thing,
new business, so you guys haven't been exposed to it yet.
you've got to do the very first thing first.
Oh, geez.
That's election of your officers. Or volunteer for office, whatever you want to
The
call it.
officers, I guess there's only 2, the
Yeah, we
president
only have
and the
2.
vice president.
Yeah.
So, Rhonda, are you, let's just make sure we know where we stand here. Are you willing to continue as vice president in case,
Yes, I am willing to
somebody
continue
is-
if nobody else wants.
in case somebody's foolish enough to nominate you? I will be willing to continue as president. If anybody else wants to do that, I certainly don't object.
Oh, look at that! Wow.
I'm good not.
All right, well then, we'll nominate Rhonda as vice president.
Okay.
I'll second
Nice.
that.
Why don't you just have a motion to approve the officers as,
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be
Name.
good.
then I will move that we approve the officers as they now exist. Is that what you're,
that's fine.
second? All in favor?
Uh,
Okay, so much for that.
Now you can do what you want.
Has anybody had any questions about the agenda for, I mean, the minutes of the last meeting?
Nope.
Looked good. Good job.
Hmm?
I said good job. On the last time meeting.
You didn't read them.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I-
I didn't get any.
I read them and I saw a typo, but I don't see it now.
See,
I'm-
see, you missed it.
No, there was one, but it was like an apostrophe.
Anyway, I'm not gonna propose that we amend it. So,
There-
Ethan, do you wanna propose that we, or do we need a vote on that?
I move that we approve the meetings of
Yeah,
minutes
I
of
second
September minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now, everybody, I gather, has had a chance to at least look at the financial.
There wasn't.
No, you did not, because I did not get.
Oh, they're
that.
not on there.
No, they're not there.
I thought
You
I don't know, they were having some kind of crisis in the office when I was in there, so we did not get them.
Okay.
Works for me.
Then we'll.
If I get them, I'll forward them to you,
Skip
but
that part.
right now, we do not have them.
You are on the bubble or whatever.
No,
they call
you
it.
deviate from the agenda and take
Yeah,
care of
you wanna
it.
go ahead and take care of him so you don't have to stay?
Yeah,
Oh, well, maybe so. If you, that would be all right.
It's up to you, I'm in no hurry, I'm not,
Well, that's,
I'm not
there's-
working.
You don't know how long these meetings go.
No.
yeah.
let me,
Item one under new business.
I'm gonna give each of you a packet, and it's pretty complicated, so I wouldn't ask you to try to read it first. What I'll do is I'll walk you through it. You might
Oh,
want to
this
say
is
one.
very formal. Come now.
There's some, one of these pages might be missing from some, oh wait, I need one. Oh, I see, I think it came through. Yeah, it's my copy. So I'll just give you a brief overview first and then we'll go through this. Well, no, let's look at the first page. I'm not sure, I've got one that's not stapled. Let me see that. The first page should be the lease of the real estate in 1996. Is that the first page everybody's got?
Yeah.
Well, this is the assignment on this first page, is the assignment.
Well, maybe I did put that first. Okay.
It's not the original.
No,
All right.
I want that back because it's got to go in.
Yeah,
the
okay, I
minutes.
won't tear it apart. This is the document that assigned the
It's only one page.
hangar lease, and that, it's not a hangar lease, it's a ground lease for the hangar we call number 3, right? Do you call
Right.
it number 3? Okay.
Yes.
And this is just historical information where Phil Mick assigned this lease to David. So all that does is just establish that David had the lease. Okay, now the next page is the original lease of that land in 1996 on 25 January. So that means 30 years has now passed since that. And the next, I didn't put that whole lease in there, but on the next page, I did, page 2 of that lease does show that it was a term of 20 years with 2 5-year extensions, which we're familiar with. So now those 2 have lapsed.
No, they haven't.
But yeah, 1996, 2026.
Oh, okay.
30 years. And the final one, so anyway, the point is, now even though Phil assigned this to David, I don't know what their relationship is financially, if any, but Phil uses that hangar and he's the only one on the field that does maintenance, A&P type work for the tenants and other people. So,
Yeah, it's some of the tenants that he serves.
so anyway, the point is he uses that hangar for that purpose. And so David has said, well, we would like to get another extension on that, partially to keep Phil here, because if Phil doesn't have a hangar there to work in, he's just going to leave. And so as a result, I went ahead and drafted an agreement to accomplish that, recognizing that you all may not agree with it, but at least it shows you what I would do if we reach agreement. And let's just see what that thing says. Says the lesser, they desire to extend it. Take place February 1. And it would go through January of 31. So it's a 5-year extension. Other than that, there wasn't really any real changes. This 1B though, when you talk about taking the word "not" after there, that is a thing we put in all the more recent extensions of other hangars, because somebody put the word "they shall have the right to assign it to somebody else without our permission." And so we put the original version of those leases did have the word "not" in it, but they took out some of them. So we're putting it back in. That means they won't have the right to assign it without our permission.
Okay.
I didn't notice this now.
So the issues and the reason I went ahead and did this, hoping to get it done, was because I feel very strongly that we need Phil here at the airport. And by the way, he has also asked, and Ed and I talked about this, and we decided that we have the authority, mainly through Ed's authority, to rent him, not lease him, but rent him the room back there for office. We've done it before, and we agreed that he would pay $300 a month for that, which, to be honest with you, Ed and I thought that was too much, but Phil, he very strongly felt like, look, I want to pay my way. I don't want to, be mooching off of people. So, in fact, he wanted to pay $400. And I agreed. I said, okay, we'll do it $400. But when I wrote the thing up, I just couldn't do that. So I wrote it up for $300. So and I didn't tell him that ahead of time, but I've given him a copy. I don't know if you mentioned that to you.
Well, he told me he was working on this with you.
Yeah, well,
Or with Ed.
that we got done. That one's not in question. But if he does leave because we don't extend the hangar rent, we're going to lose our $300 a month for the office. So that's something that we would have to think about. Another thing, why I think it probably is in our best interest to extend the lease, is because there's quite a bit of maintenance required on that hangar. And if we end up
Yeah.
not having a lease, then we end up having to be
Yeah.
responsible for that maintenance. The roof leaks. I mean, there was a big hole in the roof. The wind blew
When
one of the panels.
door pad, panel
And, Dave, you might tell, you may have had some other
Yeah, well,
observations.
You know, that the panel that blew up at the southwest corner, Phil nailed it down.
Yeah,
He's got it secured, but it's gonna have to be fixed when we can get, some equipment in place in better weather
yeah.
alongside the hangar.
up. Yeah.
That has to be fixed. Like the southeast corner as well leaks. And it's a mess.
Yeah, and so,
So,
I think that we can probably just see if there's questions and then make a motion to move forward. See if there's questions, comments, and then move forward with approving the extension.
Well, yeah, I just thought people should know that there's several issues involved here, which I think are more or less in favor of us doing it. Rhonda, do you have comments
I
on
don't have any comments,
it? Ethan?
questions.
So if we didn't extend it, it would go back to us, right? The hangar and everything.
That's correct.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then we can rent it,
right.
but we probably have to do some maintenance on it first. But yeah, it's like the other hangars.
Was he not interested in renting it off us?
Well, I don't think, now you can comment on this, but it's my opinion that he didn't really think about that. I don't know, did you guys really ever discuss
We
that?
haven't
Don't
really
forget, it's David's hangar, it's not Phil's.
yeah, Phil's the one of interest for the AMP work. And I instruct out here, so I'm not talking to him about doing more instruction, but that's kind of the side point. I have projects in the aircraft projects. So we haven't really talked about anything except extending the lease. And, you know, Phil tries to deliver an annual inspection at a really reasonable price. And I think that those of you who've had airplanes inspected by him know that. So this is a situation where he can do that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to work, so yeah, I think if he just starts to get complicated, he's probably just not as interested in staying. That's, you know, I wish Phil was here, I'd talk to him about it. And he says, well, if we can't keep the hangar as it is, he's probably not interested in staying. So it is what it is. There's plenty of work to be done in there that you should know about if you want the hangar back for the purposes of renting it. The roof needs work. We can do that. The cables on the bifold door are 30 years old and they're starting to be an issue. They need to be replaced. The man door on the west side is a problem and it needs to be fixed. So there's just work that should be done for the purposes of maintaining it. And we haven't done it the last year because we're coming up against the end of the lease. We kind of need to know where we are. I'm willing to do. We've talked about doing the work, doing that work and repairs as necessary. That's as far as that discussion's gone.
Any other questions, Ethan?
Did you make a motion?
No,
Not
I didn't
right
make a motion.
Hmm?
All right, so I make a motion to extend the lease on the hangar 3 as given in the lease agreement.
Just for slight corrections, it's a lease on the land.
Oh, sorry,
hangar 3
sorry. Yeah, a lease on the land of hangar 3.
Say again?
Can I ask a question about this?
I don't know, why not?
Okay. So this he's had it for 30 years, right?
That's correct.
And what was the price 30 years ago?
$1 a year plus $100 for maintenance.
And that's what the price is now?
What?
That's the current.
All of the land leases haven't changed. They're $1 a year for the land.
And then
But yes,
$100 a year for the.
and the maintenance is not for maintenance on a hangar, it's for maintenance in the
The
infrastructure.
water, I suppose, you had to fix the water at that.
Maybe that, but I mean, it's snow plowing and mowing.
Sure.
That's what the $100 is for. It's only $100 a year.
Yeah, I paid $120, December 28th at the city clerk's office. It comes due January years.
That just seems kind of, it's never changed. It just seems like, I don't know how it works. I'm like, he leases is it the airport's ground?
The ground?
Yeah.
Yes.
So why would we lease it for the same price for 30 years?
I think
That's my
because
question.
he's
Well,
providing
back then in
service
the
to the-
80s and 90s, they treated everybody equally and they gave everybody those deals because they were going to spend $10, $15, $20,000 to build a hangar. And then that was the incentive. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any hangars unless you built them yourself and stuff. And so then they kind of got grandfathered in at that price.
Well, not only that, but
I mean, I don't care. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not trying to.
the way the lease was written back then, and
I represent the city, so somebody would ask me that.
I'm not saying that this was smart or even normal, but because I don't know. But the way those leases were written, the $1 a year for 20 years was written into the lease. And when it talked about extending the lease, the 5-year options,
Mhm.
there was no mention of price change.
So what was the incentive of leasing the ground so cheap?
Oh, I don't. Well,
Well,
that's what he
there
just
were
said.
no hangars out here at the time.
So,
it was just
so that
get
you
hangers.
personally built the hangar yourself?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well, no, he didn't.
I did.
Well, but obviously, whoever rented it.
Yeah.
96.
Yeah.
And
Every hangar out here at one point was built by private individuals until we built the 6-unit and the 7-unit T hangars.
Right.
so then
Brian
you
built-
maintain it also, then
Yeah.
the airport don't have to maintain it. They just.
That's right.
And
And
$100
after,
covers.
what that happens, and then that's why this is up, is because at the end of the set period of time, it's supposed to go back to the airport, and they get the hangar, they get the land back, they get everything back.
Now
So they're just asking to wait 5 years for that to happen.
there's one other detail of this. Let's say that Dave decides to quit renting the hangar. This he has the ability through the agreement to terminate it. So if that happened, and Phil left also, I mean, if you left, Phil doesn't have a hangar.
Right.
Unless this is the point I'm trying to make, is that the agreement doesn't give David the right to assign that lease to somebody else like Phil or anybody
You had.
without our approval.
Yeah.
So if 2 years from now, just make a scenario. I knew Rhonda, you would like that term. The FAA just is on us all the time.
Yes,
No, you do
scenario-based
scenario-based training. Anyway. So Phil decides to leave and Dave says, well, I'm not going to stay here alone. And so Dave says he's going to leave. Well, he can't assign it to somebody else without our approval. And at that point, then I think, we might say, well, wait a minute, maybe let's reconsider this.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have any kind of a guarantee, nor would it be even reasonable to ask for one, I don't think. That Dave is going to want to stay for 5 years, or Phil, for that matter. So that's kind of lays it all out, I think.
Phil's been asked how long he plans to work. And he's told me that as long as he can, because he wants to work as long as he can. And he doesn't live here. He lives in Greensburg, 100 miles from here.
So if he doesn't have a good situation there, he ain't going to stay.
He's been doing this all these years.
Mhm.
So at some point, it may come to an end. So he's in his mid-70s.
Any other discussions?
Yeah.
Did you?
I made a motion.
You made a motion to
Yeah.
extend it.
'Cause
I
think there's a
second the
huge
motion.
Benefit to the airport community and the community around us to have them here, so
All in favor?
I.
Aye.
Who's second?
Opposed?
Uh,
And record that Ethan is opposed. All right.
Do you need paperwork signed for this purpose?
Yes, and that is in this package,
Yeah.
the back of it.
It has Gary Wolford on it.
Oh, I didn't, what? I didn't get that changed? Oh, okay, I'll make a new one. I'll get a new one. Gee, whoops.
Okay.
I'll be darned. Okay, sorry.
Well, whenever you want to do this, I can wait, or if you need.
No, I'll get one to you.
So you want me to wait?
No, not tonight. I do this at home.
All right.
Yeah, no sense sitting in the middle of the.
You can take this with you.
I will.
to-
I will.
So you can- But I'll fix it before we get it signed.
Even people that are here aren't interested in what's going on. Oh, why didn't?
Oh,
Easy.
no.
Oh, Ed, it's your,
No.
you didn't do yours yet.
No.
Okay, go
Thanks,
ahead.
man.
Good seeing you, Dave.
There you
Take
go.
care.
Everything
Yeah.
all right with you?
Yeah, everything's all good.
What's your title?
Assistant chief,
Who's chief?
Lucero.
Okay, I knew that. All right, take care.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, I'll be brief. Still no grant activity because I just haven't given you a bill, and Miriam and I are still working on getting the funds and stuff figured out. She and I were going to meet at 5 o'clock this evening, but her meeting ran long and she wasn't available, and she told me her only window is next Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Ooh.
So I'm meeting with her Wednesday at 9 a.m. on Zoom. Hopefully she and I can get this fund creation report done and ordinance. She just had some questions. Do we need to do a new ordinance, or can we just amend the old one? The old one's got so many errors and problems in it, as I would just do a new one and have it replace the old ordinance, is what I've told her and stuff. So we're working on that. On the master plan, Stephanie and the team are still working on the alternatives. I think they've got some of what they consider, I think, to be the first and best alternative to present to us here soon, but they haven't showed it to me, and I'm like, I'm not taking it to the board until I get to see it first. So I'm part of the team, damn it.
Yes.
Land acquisition, we have been back and forth a lot with FAA on what we need to do to be able to get that grant for the land and everything. Between holidays and snow, and they were furloughed for what, 45 days or something
Record
like that?
time government shutdown.
Yeah. So we're getting that moving along to be able to get lined up and get our grant and be able to demolish that property. And at this point, we might as well try and get reimbursed for the demolition too while we're at it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
They ask us to wait. Well, then okay, fine. They can pay us to wait and stuff as well too. So whatever that, it does mean, Ethan, we may have to publicly bid it again, through an advertisement process.
Well, I thought you had said earlier it wasn't worth messing with if it was less than 30 and our bid came in at 21.
Yeah. Well, question is do you want 95% of that 21 covered with other people's money? That's the thing.
But I thought you said we couldn't if it was.
No, we
less
can,
than-
if we're going to get reimbursed for it and the acquisition at the same time,
Okay.
we can.
I think what you were maybe driving at before is that we're under,
Well,
Going
we
a
wanted to
delay.
we wanted to get it done.
yeah, but we're undergoing a delay now that we hadn't anticipated.
Yeah, if we had torn it down, it could have jeopardized getting reimbursed.
Yeah.
For the property,
Right.
because we didn't. What if that ends up being a historical structure? It's
Yeah.
I'm 99% certain it's not, because it wasn't when we did the runway extension and they evaluated that building then. But if they said, well, you guys got gung ho and you tore it down without asking us, you don't get the money. We're like, let's not risk that.
Yeah.
And stuff. But if now, is it worth 19, 20 grand to take their money?
And my thought on that is that we're not that concerned about the schedule, are we?
No. Well, we were thinking about getting it torn down so it'd be easier to mow and all that kind of stuff
But I mean,
and take care
it's
of
been
it.
there for
Yeah.
30 years. another
It's-
year isn't
it-
gonna hurt
it's-
anything.
It's not an
How's that
eyesore.
affect your bid though? Didn't you have a bid for?
Yeah, we had.
Well, we did, but what I'm saying, if we're gonna use federal dollars, then we have to do the whole, we just went out and got quotes.
Yeah.
And FAA will not accept a quote. We have to
So
advertise it and all.
let me ask you, this. What does that add to the schedule? I mean, on the basis of.
We're gonna pay way more, I can tell you that, because the two people I talked to won't bid it if it's a federal job.
Mm.
I mean,
Oh.
they're not even gonna bid it, so, because they don't have the capacity to do the paperwork and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff. And so your 21's gonna turn into 30 or 40 is what
Well,
it's
that's a
gonna
good
happen.
point.
Probably gonna be double.
So, I mean, I don't care, I'm just saying that's the long and short.
Well,
of
I
it.
think that's a good point.
Yeah, we're
So,
not gonna save any money.
Well, as soon as we get a clearance on the environmental, we could tear it down immediately. If that's the case, then.
So if we're willing to ignore or not worry about it,
and I know he tried to get a couple of bids and they wouldn't even respond to him.
No,
And so,
Okay, I get it.
I mean, I'm not saying we have to go that way. I'm just saying if we do,
Yeah.
we're gonna pay way more
and,
because,
but not only that, but if we're not worried about the time schedule, we actually don't have to make this decision now,
right,
other than to not do anything.
Mm.
And wait till that
Once
environmental.
they give us the environmental approval, we can make a decision then.
that's
Right,
what I would
exactly.
say.
That's
Do
what I-
you want to pay 2.5% of 40 grand, or do you want to pay 100% of 21?
Yeah.
Is what it will come down to.
Well, that's something we can think about there.
Yeah.
Do the bids expire that you got? Or do
No,
they
the
have
guy
a
that
date?
I got it from, I told him it'd probably be spring, and he was like, "Yeah, no big deal."
Okay.
So
If anything, its fuel prices will be lower.
Exactly.
But when will this environmental or whatever it is be done?
When is the next summer winter lights coming down out of the north? You
Oh,
know,
the northern lights.
you can't
No.
can't predict
All right. Well,
how
again,
quickly we'll get a
I
response.
don't think we're in a hurry. The only thing that
Hmm.
worries me is losing one of
Yeah.
one of those two bidders,
yeah,
and they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, no, we're too busy. We can't do it.
Yeah.
We're not interested."
Well, that and also if you don't get the grant, because it's all based on if you get that grant
Yeah.
that would cover all but 2%. That's considerable less than even the.
Well,
20.
once
Well,
we
Out of
that's
our
true.
pockets.
right.
Well, that's true.
once we get the environmental clearance and that kind of stuff, we could go ahead and bid it out and pay for it out of our own pocket and just get reimbursed with the grant later, which is what the way we've done, which is what we're doing for the property in the first place.
Hmm.
So, but we got the money to do it either way. So we can at least defer the decision and stuff until then.
Yeah.
Let's just get the environmental stuff going.
Yep.
Flight check, Larry just today signed the reimbursable agreement with the FAA. We've sent that to them. They're trying to turn that around and get that back to us within 2 weeks. As soon as they get that to us, then we have to go to Julie and have her wire the money to them. And then we'll try to get it on the schedule. We still want to try and get that scheduled though, when they can hit another airport at the same time and maybe
Save some money.
share some of that cost.
Yep.
And stuff. But we are in a rush to get this stuff at least finalized because the lady that does all this for the FAA is retiring in 3 weeks.
Hmm.
And if she retires in the middle of this, and then they hand that off to some of these young kids that are coming into the FAA,
Mhm.
it might be a 6-month delay for all I know. So
Right.
I'm trying to get this one and Huntington both
Yeah.
on the books before she retires. And
Yeah.
she and I have been on the phone and emails 8 times today already, trying to get all this stuff in place. I don't have any invoices or pay requests, so I don't have anything else unless there's some questions.
Let me. Oh, you already covered the clerk treasurer. Yeah. Okay. Ed.
okay, multi-service who services the credit cards has changed their system. They're shutting one of the systems down. As of the 1st of March, the old system on Fuelmaster will not work. So we have to upgrade it. It's done.
Right.
I did it. I took it Monday and Tuesday, worked with Fuelmaster. We've got new boards in there, we've got new software. We are ready to go. All right, so that is done. One of the advantages of our $1,600 maintenance agreement was the boards and everything was free. It didn't cost us a cent.
Other airports are paying up to $8,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just for the upgrade.
That's for the upgrade.
And people with older systems just went ahead and
You don't have a
bit
choice.
the bullet to go get the
Right.
whole new
Yeah.
system
So,
for 16 grand or whatever. They've
Good
kicked,
job,
and
Ed.
the truth
Great
of
job.
this is it's Multi-Servi's bank that created this problem.
Yeah.
The bank is
Mhm.
who's changing their servers, which is making everybody else change theirs. And they've kicked this date down the road. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
January 1st. Now it's March 1st. It'll probably get kicked down the road
Yeah.
again. But
That seems like
The
probably enough
interesting-
time to let you know.
the interesting thing about the whole mess, I haven't heard a word from multi-service. Nobody has heard a word from multi-service because I checked with City Hall. Fuel Master picked it up, and I talked with Penny and Penelope out of they're out in Colorado, and we had to talk. And she said, "Hey, yeah, this is coming and everything," and got it started and got started to send me the boards that we needed, and then I used Monday and Tuesday to get it all changed around, and we are fine. Nothing will happen the 1st of March.
Yay.
So, okay. I got a couple of things, but I don't want to leave it. Well, okay. One other. Phone went out, had Frontier here to fix it. And he said that Frontier has been bought by Verizon, who is not going to continue to support copper wire systems.
Mm.
As Ken has suggested, we've got to convert that $16,000 to convert that over. So all the money you're throwing all over, better keep enough to change our fuel master. He said they didn't know when that was happening or anything else. Ken has suggested, and I agreed, let's wait till push comes to shove on that one. All right, that was the only thing there. I do have one more, but I'll put that under new business. I'm done.
Okay.
And by the way, we were near record snowfall. We never closed the airport.
Yay.
Good.
Oh, that's
Saw the
interesting.
emails.
I was afraid to call and ask.
Nope. We never, you probably could have taken it off, but no, we never closed the airport. And I had a fellow comes out of Monticello. That if we got 2 inches of snow, he charges the same as if we got 8 inches of snow. So he didn't change his price at all on it.
Yes.
Typically what's been happening is he will come in and clear everything. For some reason, then the runway tends to drift the next day. How it drifts, I haven't figured out. I've
But it's
driven up.
partly because those berms out there are higher than the runway.
Mm.
It comes over there when the
top of
wind,
the
Acts
when
like
the wind
snow
comes
face.
over the top of the bank, it
Yeah,
dumps and stuff.
I don't know, but we get
Years
little
ago,
strips
they
all the
put
way
up snow
along.
fence, did we
And
not?
for $300,
I
he
never
comes
seen
back
that.
and cleans the runway.
But I hadn't said that.
Many years ago, I think we actually put up some snow fence in those trouble areas and
Yeah.
stuff. But if you go out there and look, the ground's up here and then it dips down to the
Big
ditch
dip
and the
in there.
runway's down here and then there's.
Yeah. But it doesn't drift in any order. I just haven't been able to figure that one out. I've driven, I parked down there and looked at it, walked over a little bit trying to figure it out. Haven't come up with a solution.
Well, I will say this, it probably changes with the direction of the wind.
Oh, I'm sure
Okay.
it probably will. So,
So
So
we're on
we-
to new business now, and we've covered the first two.
Mhm.
Now, I have to apologize to everybody because I don't know what this last one is all about. Nobody's talked to me about it.
I know.
I don't know what Ed was thinking. So Ed, you'll have to cover that.
I will. What I would like to see is a motion put in the records that if a board of aviation commissioners meeting is canceled, the board president, and Larry Gilbert, and I want the name in there, can make all decisions for the operation of the airport. We have been dead in the water for 2 months.
Oh,
Our liability insurance come up. We finally just went ahead and paid it because it was going to run out the 2nd of February.
Well, I mean,
We typically, about every second or third month, end up canceling a meeting. I don't think we've made a lot of decisions, but we would like to have that. The thing here, there's been a couple of things come up recently that we worked around.
let me ask you this. Do you think that's legal?
Yeah, that was
I don't
gonna
know.
be
I
my
don't
next
know.
question,
I'm not
'cause then
gonna look.
What do we do if he does all the things?
I want, you know, I'm one that's, oh, I'm sorry, we'll have to change that.
Now, I would be, I mean, I wouldn't want to do it if it's not legal, but I would be,
Why not revise that to give him permission to pay bills, any
Yeah.
bills
Budgeted. line
That are
item.
private,
Yeah.
that are
But
budgeted
sometimes
line
there's
items.
just decisions.
and that are, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
And maybe that are time critical. In other words,
That's
the
right.
bills are due.
yes,
It's not a bill that we can just sit on for.
right.
Well, I would be more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And the budgeted line item makes me very
And
comfortable.
it's only
that it
if
wouldn't
meetings
be
are
illegal.
canceled, if
Right,
not every
yes,
month.
If
If we cancel a meeting, we're dead in the
Yes.
water for 2 months.
Right.
So, okay.
Do you want to make the motion?
I'll
Think
make the
about it a
motion.
little bit,
Yeah.
and when you're ready, we'll.
Okay. Let me think about
Give
it.
me-
Do we
So,
consider-
you,
do
but
we
did you
consider-
go ahead and make the decision anyhow because you had to?
I did, but I felt awkward
You
doing
felt
it,
like you said.
and I didn't
Well,
like doing it.
What you can do, is bring it back to the board and ratify it after the fact.
Well, that's what we've done, but
Yeah,
it
that's
still
what
makes
we've
me
done.
uncomfortable
Right.
doing that.
Yeah,
I-
yeah, that's, we're trying to get, there's a, I guess for Larry, a comfort factor in here.
Do we consider
I'm trying to
grant
cover.
draws and grant pay requests normal, traditional, monthly bill pay?
Whatever decisions got to be made.
Well, you've already approved a contract.
Yeah.
It's already budgeted and stuff. It's just getting permission to sign a pay request
Yeah.
to send to the FAA so you can pay the people.
I got a suggestion, why don't we type this out
And we'll work on it.
and bring it to the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
And,
idea.
and so we kind of have it, so we're not just
Yeah.
throwing
wing
something
it,
together,
like,
here, winging
yeah.
it. We actually have something that we can go on and then we'll vote on it and give you that approval.
And the other idea is that you could add in there, from what he was saying, the things you said, budgeted line items
Right,
on time critical bills, and you might say other payments that are, I don't know how you word it, but are,
that are needed for repairs pertaining to the operation of the airport or something
or,
like that.
or normal
Because, I mean,
functioning.
if the runway lights go out and
Yeah, we
they
wanna
need
get it
something
fixed.
paid for, we need to be able to do that.
That's
I was gonna say
that's an
normal-
emergency repair.
Yeah, an
Nor-
emergency
The
repair.
normal functioning of the airport.
Yes.
Just to give
Well,
you a
that's kind of what I got there is decisions for the operation of the airport.
Well, just to give you a hypothetical, what if we get that city council approval on that grant fund or those funds creation? And then, okay, now I can invoice you for my grant work on the master plan
Mhm.
that I've already been paying for over a year out of my
But we'd
pocket.
let you wait on that to our next meeting. No,
I would delay
But
it.
if you don't meet for, but what if you don't meet for 2 or 3 months
Yeah,
after the?
no, that's
Well,
right.
it's interest free for
That,
them.
that's
And look, that could happen.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, we were
Well,
down to
Just to give you an
3
idea, I'm
Yeah.
$100,000 in the hole right now
Yeah.
because I've been paying
Yeah,
the team
Yeah.
to continue working.
Yeah.
While, and it's my fault because of the delay of getting this fund created.
well, Ethan, do you want to work on that?
I'll,
Bring
yeah.
it back? I mean, there's no
Yeah,
urgency with doing this, but I do think it's a
Yeah,
good
I can
idea.
email you a bullet or two.
yeah,
put
yeah,
in
we
there.
got to get something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, this has already been approved. You've approved the grant, you've approved the contracts,
Yeah.
you've approved the work and stuff.
you could use
If,
the word.
if you fought me on our
Other
liability
approved
insurance, I'd say
expenditures.
you approve that when you approve the budget.
Does anybody have any other business?
I just have a couple tiny little things. So I talked to Brian Sturm, and so y'all, and I'm just gonna throw it out there because I told him that I would tell you. He said that what we should do is install a charging station for electric airplanes. Because we would be the only airport in Indiana that have a charging station for electric airplanes.
One, no, you
So-
won't, because Columbus has been working on theirs for 2 years.
Okay.
And so,
But I don't know what the market is. I don't even know how many electric planes there are out there in the world, and if they would even come to Indiana. If there
Well, what
were
would you
any.
do if you're in the plane and the battery goes dead?
Hey, listen, now, what she's saying is not
No,
ridiculous.
It's not.
I could say in 10 years from now
Yeah,
or
it's
15,
gonna
that
be
might
a-
make
a
sense. But there
problem
are planes
now.
with batteries in them.
Yeah.
but let me give you an idea of what you're talking about here. Those things use these 3-phase supercharger stations. You don't even have 3-phase out here, I don't believe.
Oh.
So you'd have to run 3-phase probably from Division Road all the way over to here, and you're probably looking at 100 to 200,000 just to get the power here, and then you got to
Right.
build the transformer pad.
Besides, we don't have a hangar for an electric airplane anyway. But I know he was thinking if
No,
the people
in
are
the
trying to fly from
future-
Indianapolis to
Well-
Fort Wayne, they might want to stop here and get
Yeah,
some
in
Well,
the-
it
electricity.
still could be a very good idea.
At some
It
point
is
when
it
there's
is
more
it is the way of the
planes.
future, but
Yeah.
they're probably going to skip over electric and go straight to hydrogen and all that kind of stuff. The Columbus is part of this program where this company wanted to build a route from somewhere in New Hampshire to Texas, and so they're picking airports along the way. These people have to stop about every 100 miles to recharge.
Right, right.
That's so
And stuff.
awful.
Well, I don't see why they don't do like Toyota or something, your gas and electric, so that you
A
can get the
hybrid
electric.
plan.
Oh, hybrid?
Yeah.
There's hybrids. There are.
That's what would make the most.
Anyway, the point is it's
Yeah.
premature, but thank you for
So
bringing
I
it
will,
up.
yeah, I'll take that back to him. And then, so flight team, we won't be starting practicing until March, but someone brought up, hey, why don't we put markings on the runway so we can be a little bit more accurate? And I'm kind of like, well, that requires NOTAMs and a lot of things. So I was trying to think of less permanent things if we were going to do that, like flour or something to kind of put markings on the runway. But I thought I would bring it up to you guys to think about if that would be something you would be okay with.
What kind of markings are you talking about?
Like lines across the runway. So stripes, so that students have something to aim at. Because a lot of the big schools permanently paint their runways with markings for flight team.
In other words, you can't use existing markings that are there?
No, because what they need is kind of like a line across the runway to say, this is your target line. Then they'll need an outline,
Oh,
like a box,
We're
basically.
not a flight school.
Well,
I know you're not a flight school, but
they're
I would just-
non-standard markings.
Yes, that's the problem.
The best
Yeah,
way to
they're
do
not-
it is to do it with flour or temporary tape or something like that that you pull up
Mhm.
and remove after the fact.
So I said I would mention it to you guys, let you think about it, if that's
But
something
you
you
probably
would
should
be.
come out with a blower and blow it off when you're done.
Yeah,
and
leaf
that kind of
blower,
stuff, too.
yeah.
Well, you're just in time to leave.
yeah.
There's the man.
Brought snacks.
I didn't throw you under the
But
bus
that's
too
all I
bad.
have.
Well, do we need to do anything on that right now?
No, we're not
Okay.
starting till March, so you guys can
Well, I
think
mean-
about it if it's.
Duct tape.
And you can always-
Prefer to think.
Duct tape would work. We could
Ask
just lay
for-
it down.
you
That'd
can
be a lot of
always
duct tape.
Ask for forgiveness later too.
No, I'm not gonna do that, you guys. You're my friends.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna piss
I
you
don't,
off.
I don't know that there's any objections to that. I don't have any. As long as they're temporary and you take them off when you leave.
Flour is the least likely to be a FOD or a problem
Yeah.
issue. You put down temporary tape, it could lift up and become FOD or get caught
Yeah.
On another plane or
on
something.
landing gear or stuff like that.
Oops, I did.
FAA doesn't like temporary tape.
You were even, since we have finished all of our planned business, you were even eligible to make comments or questions. Whatever you like.
So I sponsor the Delphi, it's called the DAA, it's the drug, they're addicts, they're recovered addicts, they meet every Thursday. And got to talking to them, oh God, I gotta go. So, yeah, trying to be 8 places at once.
Oh, you're just trying to stop by after the meeting.
Well, their meeting's going on now, and I said, I have to get to the airport, I gotta go. Right, so, but they're a great group of people like you guys, so. Popped in live stream and I said, hey, I can take some out to the aviation board too.
Well, we're really ready to leave, and I'm on my way to Chicago, so I am
You
gonna
can eat
leave.
a drumstick on the road.
You might go
No,
ahead.
because I ate it early.
Look,
bird.
let's ask him while he's here about that line, the 100 line item to another line item, because he might know.
Oh,
The fun family.
the fund accounts.
Yeah. No, typically, the airport's got hundreds, 200s, 300s, 400s. And historically, they've always been able to, if they're running short in a 100 series, they can move money from another 100 series as long as they stay within
If
the
it stays in
category.
the fun family, so the
Right.
100, the 1000s, you can't go to 2s, 3s,
Right,
4s.
yeah, you can't cross.
Nope,
But
but
you
it
can
can
stay
stay.
in.
Yep, anything
And
within.
normally they can just do that with their own actions, resolutions, and just tell
Yes.
the clerk treasurer. Julie thought that, no, you needed to take it to the Board of Public Works and everything.
You guys are your own governing board.
What? That's what I was explaining to them,
Yes.
that sometimes it's cursive.
Our Julie or different Julie?
Your Julie,
right,
yeah.
It doesn't, that's not a board of work, transfer of funds aren't anything board of works.
You-
If you was gonna
would you-
change the runway out here, make it different, something that's city infrastructure, that goes to board of works, but
Right.
a resolution goes in front of that. Like if you do a transfer resolution.
The only reason we were trying to do that is we were trying to use the general fund or the aviation fund
Uh-huh.
and not leave money in it and then take money out of the hangar fund and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But she said, well, you got money here, you should, when she thought it was, she didn't say you couldn't do it, but she said it was gonna be time consuming and she thought it had to go
Okay,
to
I'll
the
do
Board of Public Works. And after the fact, Larry didn't know better, so he didn't argue.
Yeah.
And stuff, but he just went ahead and did what she suggested.
Yeah.
But I said, no, you should have been able to, and we did it in November. So
And now-
we should have had plenty of time.
And now I'm gonna do what Ron
Yeah, so if you
suggested.
officially do it, there's a resolution that goes in front of the council.
Right.
And it's a very simple process. It's not 3 hearings, 3 readings, it's
Right.
one, you're done. So.
The meeting is adjourned. We can continue this discussion.
Okay.
Would
Well,
you mark
he's
the
a-
ones, remember?
Abstain.
Do you remember the ones that-
No,
Well, it doesn't matter.
I think I will have an
Remember
ice
the
cream,
ones that
'cause
we-
that
Well,
looks
that was in
really
the
yummy.
2025 budget.
Trucks, yeah.
I'm not looking at budgets. I just wanna know the numbers.
Okay, that's,
Drumsticks
see the one, 31, 31, 31, 32.
No,
And
yeah,
these-
but which one were we trying to
Can
move?
never-
That's what I wanna know.
The seniors.
Oh, I like that,
They
yeah.
are so good. Yeah, I have.
Well, maybe
one
I'll
and I'm
go
like,
back and
"Go
look.
on."
I will,
They're done.
Yeah.
They're done. The box is
I
gone.
quit
Yeah, I
my
think-